and welcome to Sideshow Live. Woo! You guys, this show is going to be so fun. Congratulations to all our friends at Marvel who are like on their way to breaking a world record. I mean, they already broke opening weekend, but Avengers Endgame is going strong. So we have a whole lot more Marvel happening today on the show. So first up, we're going to check in with our friends over at DC with I shipped them. Almost said the Jarly premium format figures. Like I shipped them. I gave them a couple name. So I don't know if Joker and Harley smushed together as Jarly is a thing, but I just did it. So the Joker premium format figure, the Harley premium format figure, we actually, in the Facebook group, asked you guys if you had any questions for our PM. As you know, we have project managers that work with a lot of our different statues and sixth scale figures and take them through production. So a lot of times they're too busy to be on the show, but they can answer questions. So we tapped into our Facebook group over on Let Your Geek Side Show and had you guys ask some questions about the Joker and Harley premium format figures. We sent them to John Rasmussen. John sent them back. And now we have some pretty cool questions that you guys asked. So thank you all for participating in that. Hopefully we'll get to do it a lot more and have a lot more input, or not input, but like, you know, voices from our production team who can like talk about things that, you know, I don't know about or we don't know about in this room. So it's a very cool thing. So the Joker and Harley premium format figures are the first segment. Then we're gonna have a quick break, go into Thanos. There's nothing else to say. He's like the Mad Titan, all things Thanos. We have the Thanos quarter scale figure, which is huge. It's so big. It's like looking at me like right now, and it's really freaking me out because it's so big. Then we have the 10th scale. We also have a 6th scale. So we have like different scales of Thanos. And then we also have the life size, or should I say Titan size? Because really that's larger than life. Thanos is larger than life. It's a Titan sized gauntlet by Hot Toys. Which was really cool to see it on comicbook.com's live interview with the Russo brothers. They just like sat there. Oh, I guess it would have sat there because it's the left hand, like right in the middle. And then that video this morning of, was it Joe trying to get it on a plane?
I think his name's Brad, I think. Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't one of the Russos.
No,
oh, okay.
So, yeah.
That's hilarious. They were trying to get it on a plane, and if you haven't checked that out, you definitely should.
Shout out to Southwest Airlines
Yeah.
for their amazing interactions on Twitter.
Shout out to Southwest Airlines. Hey, I like Southwest myself, so that's so funny.
They had a no snap policy on their luggage, which is pretty.
They have a no snap policy on their luggage. Oh, I love that. That's so good. So that's happening. And then we have our Kids Sideshow Challenge. And then, of course, if you guys watched our Insta story to kind of advertise and sneak peek what's happening today, we have the Guinness Book of World Records holder for the most Marvel characters on his body, Mr. Rick. I totally already forgot to pronounce your last name. Scolamiero. Again, it looks more complicated than it is. Rick Scolamiero is here in studio along with the artist who actually put most of the tattoos on his body, most of these tattoos on his body. They're crazy cool. If you're into any kind of artwork, you're definitely going to want to stick around for his interview, and we'll be taking live Q&A for Rick throughout the show. So be sure to ask Buffy in the comments about tattoos and artistry and comics and things like that. So let's just get started. Our featured collector this week is Abraham Rangel. Abraham Rangel. Ooh, this almost looks like a shop.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like how you've displayed your boxes as well, Abraham. That's really neat.
Yeah, he's got a lot of Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm just noticing that, and I'm wondering how Abraham himself feels about the Sonic movie that's about to come out. So if you're watching, Abraham, let us know. Wow, that's a really awesome collection. Again, if you would like to be our next featured collector, head on over to side.show/blog and click the Apply Now button. We love seeing how you guys display what you collect and what you collect in your homes. So be sure to do that. You will be able to be featured on our show and in our blog. So that's really cool. Again, thank you, Abraham, for sharing that with us. Collect Today May is going strong, right, Buffy?
So great.
So great. And aptly, like we didn't even plan this, but today's theme is positively purple, which we have the Joker, who's coming up right after this break, and then also Thanos on the rest of the show. So we didn't even plan it.
Today's episode is positively purple.
Today's episode is also in theme positively purple. So good for us. We did plan this. Yes.
Yep.
Anyway, you guys, we have a break, and when we come back, the Joker and Harley premium format figures will be here, right here on this desk. You guys are watching Sideshow Live. We'll be right back. Hey everyone, welcome to another Sideshow unboxing. Today we will be unboxing the Harley Quinn premium format figure. She's the latest to start shipping from our DC premium format figure collection. So let's just get her out of the box. First off, she has this really awesome base. I recommend holding it from right under here because there are a lot of little pieces from all of Harley's fun explosions that could potentially break off, and you don't want that when you're unboxing a figure. Next, we're gonna grab Harley very steadily by her body. She comes in one piece, and you're gonna wanna go at her at a little bit of an angle with the key in. So there you go right there. Next, she comes with two portraits, one unmasked and one masked. So let's start out with the unmasked portrait, just right there like that. Her baton goes into, let's turn this around, goes into her belt loop like that. And then we have her famous mallet, which is super detailed and has Bud and Lou engraved on it. I don't know if you can see that right here. It says Bud and Lou. So you can see that her hands both have magnets, so you're just gonna want to key in and be careful and aware of where the magnets are because they will pull right into her wrists. And they fit like that. Next we have her masked portrait, so I'm gonna go ahead and swap that out really quick. The collector's edition does come with both portraits, so you will be able to choose how you display your Harley. And then finally, her exclusive is this bat in the box figure. It comes with that right here. I can hold it up. There you go, a little bat in the box figure. And there you have it. This is the Harley Quinn premium format figure, the latest in our DC premium format figure collectible line. You are watching Sideshow, and thank you for watching another unboxing with us. Hey everyone, welcome back to Sideshow Live. We are traveling to Gotham, possibly Arkham, depending on which storyline you wanna do, because I guess they're clearly have broken out, right? They're definitely not in Arkham right now. They are up to their antics. He's even breaking the seal. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But how amazing are these pieces? The Joker and Harley premium format figure you saw in the video that I had the chance to unbox. Harley, I also did the Joker too, but like these guys are so cool, and the engineering and the artistry that went into making these figures is just crazy awesome and so stunning. So we're gonna start over here with Harley. This is the Harley Quinn premium format figure. She, her exclusive is still available on our website, and her exclusive is a bat in the box. Make it easier for you, Brett. A bat in the box. I think it's adorable. I personally want this to be like a real thing, like a bat in the box. I feel like it should be. I have a Harley in the box, but I don't have a bat in the box. But anyway, she comes with two swap out portraits, and the collector's edition comes with both swap out portraits. So you have this one, and then you have her with her full Harley Quinn cowl on as well. And she has a little bit of a more laughing type grin on that particular portrait. And you know, different makeup, and it's very cool swap out. Now, she also has a lot of, we love putting Easter eggs on things and little notes in the base. So she has, again, I'm gonna attempt to turn her without breaking her. She has a nod to a little Robin cape as well. There's also some leaves that are coming out of the back of her belt as a little reference to her gal pal Poison Ivy. And she's just very cool. She has all kinds of explosives. And then my favorite Easter egg, once we get back up to it, is the fact that she has Bud and Lou engraved into her mallet. There's like pictures of two hyenas. Can you even see it?
Yeah.
Not really? Oh, kind of. You can see the teeth. But it also says Bud and Lou which are the names of her two hyenas. So I thought that was a really cool little touch. Again, the Harley premium format figure, you can get her at side.show/HarleyPF. And again, like I said, the Bat in the Box exclusive is still available. Is that right, Batsy?
She also
Yes.
has that switch out head.
I said that.
Okay, sorry.
I did talk about the switch out head.
Jeff.
Jeff really likes the switch out head. So
It's awesome.
yeah, it's a really, really cool head. But I did mention the switch out head. Can you guys back me up here? Yeah. Okay.
Did you?
Did I? Yeah, I did. So here's the Joker premium format figure. Again, he is displayed with his exclusive right here. This is a more classic Joker makeup portrait that he comes with for his exclusive. The other swap out portrait. See, there's another swap out portrait for
There
the
is.
collector edition, and that's kind of with the modern makeup. He has the scarring similar to what you see in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight movie. And then I love this cake so much. The good luck Batsy, or it's a jolly good Batsy. I don't know. I think it's so great. I think it's really cool. So once again, the Joker comes with a whole bunch of Easter eggs built into the base, including the reference to his Joker gas. I'll wait to talk about it till we're looking at it because I feel bad. Yeah? No? Sam? Thank you, Sam. I was like, we need to swap out to the base. So it is also breaking the seal of Gotham right here. So you have to imagine his antic is involving the mayor's office, possibly he's, Harvey Dent in the district attorney's office, anywhere that you would see the seal of Gotham. That is where the Joker shows up, breaks it with his Joker gas on his amazing pogo stick. And again, there's you can't see the details until you actually get up close, but he has engraved on the back of this baby face right here, it says H+J in a heart. And then over here on his shoes, he actually has little Harley Quinns on the front of his shoes. No, that's the bottom of his shoes. Oh, and it says, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It says, oh my God, your face here. I didn't know that. And I unboxed this thing.
Yep.
How did I miss that?
Didn't you all see the prototype?
We did. But you know what? That I actually kind of dig that because we did see the prototype. But it's kind of a callback to the fact that it's kind of nice to remember how many of these little details are in the figure because I probably saw it and I just forgot,
Well, when you kept pointing to the shoe, that's what I thought you were going to reference.
No, because on the front of the shoes, on the toes, there's Harley Quinns.
Right.
They have little with her cowl and everything. That's crazy. Or maybe they're Jokers.
Are you okay?
No, I'm just very excited. I love the little Easter eggs. It's that's why I love the premium format figures, is because all these different things that reference their backstory and their relationship to other characters are here because we have fans making these for fans. And that's, to me, the best part. So, okay, I've calmed down now. I'm just really excited. That was really cool. So speaking of that, John, who was the project manager on both Harley and Joker, he is very busy doing other projects, super secret squirrel stuff, that he could not be on the show today. However, you all in the Facebook group sent him some questions, and I'm going to answer those questions for you right here, right now on the show. So, Cody, who's one of our mods over in the Let Your Geek Sideshow group, asked, were the pieces designed at the same time, or did one's idea evolve from the others? John's answer is actually both pieces were developed at the exact same time. We wanted to feel like they belonged to the same Earth without needing them in the same scene. So despite them wreaking havoc in two different locations, the gruesome twosome are... He wrote this. The gruesome twosome are tied together by sharing carnival elements. Carnivoral. Those are two different elements, guys. Carnival elements on both figures. Harley has a funhouse base, and Joker has his game head, the water game head on his. So that is really cool. Quinn asked, where did Harley Quinn's unmasked look come from? And John said, because John is sarcastic, there's an unmasked Harley Quinn look? I think that what Quinn was referring to was this one, because it does not have the full Harley Quinn cowl. He says, both portraits do have a mask, but if we're talking about the portrait without the hood, that's a different story. If I had to pick an inspiration for her, I would say that she was inspired by the Arkham Asylum games, minus the nurse hat. That's fair. But I did like, just so you know, our PMs do have senses of humor. So when you ask them something and it's not, they'll be like, what? So it's very cool. Was there any special engineering required to get them into their poses? Harley has a steel rod that runs all the way from her key up through her leg, very similar to what we did for the Amazing Spider-Man PF and the Deadpool PF. We have to make sure that these premium format figures withstand the test of time. So he says that he's happy to report that Spider-Man gets tested. This is the Spider-Man like this. And he has not dropped a millimeter. And John's had him in his office for years now. So that's really cool. The Joker's rig is intense. And I will attest to that. This rig in this Joker base is crazy intense. This thing not only it has it's like a 1/4 inch by 1 inch metal structure that goes directly into the base and runs all the way up through the pogo. And it's crazy. When he first showed up, I don't, Jeff, can you like help me? Like the way it goes into the base is just like this thing's not moving.
It's very specific.
It's a very specific key that just spikes right in, and it's like I'm hitting the table and the thing's not even wobbling at all. So that's how solid this Joker is. The next question that came through is, does the Joker often bake? I think this is a reference to the cake that he's holding. And John said, the Joker can craft deadly gas, bombs, and perform bioengineering, so I think he can handle a box of Betty Crocker. So thank you, John. And then the final question was, are they meant to be based on any particular prank from the comics, or did the inspiration come from you guys? And he said, this was not based on any particular prank, it was just based on track 1 of Wu-Tang's first album. So everyone laughed but me, but I don't get it. So now I'm like, is this should I have not read that live on our YouTube channel? What just happened? I'm sure it'll be in the comments. So cool. Thanks, John, for setting me up for that one. You guys, this has been a really awesome segment. Again, I think we're going to be doing this more often in the Facebook group. So if you have to pay attention, though, to the post and ask about the particular pieces. And as you can see, our PMs are really fun, but they can't always be on the show. So this is a nice way to include them in the entire live show process. So we have a short video break for you. And when we come back, we have the Mad Titan in all his glory and in a lot of different sizes. So you're watching Sideshow Live. We'll be back with Thanos.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to How to Be a Poser. Today I'm going to show you how to hit some dramatic and menacing poses using a figure that only features a minimalist version of a familiar costume. To do that, we're going to be using the Thanos Sixth Scale Figure by Hot Toys. Let's get started. All right, here he is, Thanos from Infinity War, still in his box exactly the way he's going to come to you, and he is massive. He also comes with a nice array of accessories, including some swap-out hands, a different portrait with an angry face, and a clenched fist Infinity Gauntlet for an alternate display. Can't wait to see what I can do with this guy, so let's get rolling. All right, here he is, Thanos, out of his box. Wow, and he is imposing. I was just remarking to the team here that just looking at this portrait, I can just hear his voice in my head. It's just so real. Job well done, Hot Toys. For this pose, I want to do something really menacing, and I want this fist. So in order to do that, we got to pop this thing out, and there we go. That took very little effort. I'm actually really surprised at how easy that was. And again, just with just the right amount of force, I want this to be the angle, viewing him. So when you bring it up, he's going to be kind of looking over it. Yeah, there's a ball and socket joint in there, it tilts nicely. So I'm gonna just turn his head this way so that he's looking right over the top of the gauntlet. You'll be able to see it from that perspective when I turn him around here. And once you get that, it's actually pretty straightforward. The rest of it is just going to be fine tuning. You know, I guess you could leave it like that if you wanted to, but I'm not quite satisfied with that. So we're going to bring this arm back just a touch, give it just a slight bend. And I don't know that I want that fist. He's already got one fist closed. There we go. This is perfect. And okay. Don't necessarily want that. I think that I want it kind of like he's bringing it forward. I don't really know what that gesture would imply. All right, so let's do a little bit of my torso twist that I like so much. And then you see there I'm twisting that foot and that leg so that it's pointing more towards me. Don't want to go too far towards me. Okay, now I think I've got the legs where I want them to be, and his position's pretty much set. The only thing is, if you notice, he's just leaning a little too far forward, so we'll have to fix that, and that's pretty straightforward. It feels like these feet are just on ball joints underneath there, so bring that leg out just a touch more, kind of shift his hips back like he's resting on his back leg, just getting that one out just a touch more. The batteries go into the back of the gauntlet here, so what you have to do is you have to get in there, dig in, and pry this part up. I've already put the batteries in there, so you guys wouldn't have to sit through that. Flick it on, and voila, done. There's a moment on the Asgardian ship when he removes his armor that Thanos starts to show a side that we've never seen before. He's vulnerable and relatable and sympathetic. It's a refreshing incarnation of the character embodied perfectly by this figure.
I feel like there should be some sort of massive intro to Thanos because he's such a crazy, insane character. Though the funny thing is that when you think back to his first appearance in the MCU, all it was a smile. All he did was turn and that's it. And that was his intro, post-credit scene. So that was pretty cool. But anyway, so we're here with the Mad Titan himself. The hardest choices require the strongest wills. So you shouldn't have to make a choice when you are trying to purchase Thanos stuff, right? You should just get all of it because I don't know about you, but I don't have the strongest will, so I just get all this stuff. So I'm like, cool, I'm in. I shouldn't have snapped. No snapping. He's wearing the gauntlets. I'm not. Everything's cool, guys. We're all cool.
Now, thanks a lot, Susan.
Half the audience.
Yeah, I lost half the audience.
I don't feel so good.
Oh no, Sam! We lost Sam. And now I'm like, I lost the kid. I couldn't save the kid. Sam's not that much younger than me, but there you go. That's Andrew. Andrew's the kid.
Andrew's the kid now.
Yeah, Andrew's the kid now. Anyway, so we're gonna start over here. This is the Thanos Sixth Scale figure by Hot Toys. Again, Sixth Scale doesn't really do it justice because this is so much bigger than a regular Sixth Scale figure. He has the head sculpt with the authentic likeness and detail of Thanos in Avengers Infinity War. And I don't know how well you can see the light up gauntlet, but we tried to light it. Yeah, you can see it when I do that.
Yeah, it's pretty bright.
It's pretty bright in the room. It's just these studio lights are kind of drowning it. Or he's currently using the Mind Stone is what I also think. He's controlling all of our minds. Anyway, he also contains an interchangeable head sculpt with kind of his more angry face that he has. He has a newly sculpted purple-skinned muscular body. Hey, what up, Positively Purple today? And he also has 20 points of articulation, including built-in joints in his neck and arms with seamless elbows. Ooh, I'm gonna turn him a little so you can see that seamless elbow right there.
Yeah.
It's so seamless. It's so seamless, guys. Check out how seamless that is. He also has 3 interchangeable hands, including a right fist, a relaxed hand, and a gesturing right hand. Now we get into his costume, because Hot Toys, they're so detailed in their costumes that, like, I always like to mention everything. So he has his blue-colored armored vest with his metallic gold trims and details, his dark gray pants that also have texture to them, as well as his brown and blue-colored boots with weathering effects and gold trims. His accessories include an interchangeable LED light-up metallic gold-colored Infinity Gauntlet. That thing is so cool. What? You're laughing at me because I just got really excited. This is
the
what.
most QVC we've ever been.
This is very QVC.
Oh,
It's
we
very.
only got 19 left. Hurry.
Yeah, hurry guys. Head on over to side.show/Hot Toys Thanos and pick yours up today. Yeah. He also has a non-articulated Infinity Gauntlet as well with a clenched fist. That's the one. This is the non-articulated one, correct? Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. Sam, I thought you got snapped.
I'm back.
Oh, he's back. Cool. So someone snapped again. Ooh, that was a spoiler. Anyway, movie theme. He also comes with a movie themed backdrop with movie logo, and the batteries are included for the collectible figure. Button cells are required. What does that mean?
Watch batteries.
Oh, watch batteries. Oh, got it. Got it. Thank you. But they're included, so don't worry about it. So that is side.show/Hot Toys Thanos. Next, we're going to go over here to, oh, we have like Papa Bear, Mama Bear, Baby Bear.
Aw, what a
Season
cute
no.
little baby bear.
Such a cute little baby bear who destroys half the universe. Aww. Was your porridge too cold, baby bear? Anyway, what am I doing? Anyway, this is the Hot Toy, that's not a Hot Toys, this is an Iron Studios 10th Scale Art Series statue. Based on original 3D references from the movie, he is a polystone statue. He also has an LED light-up gauntlet and a diorama that can be displayed in different ways. So let's say he works better in your collection just like this. You can kind of do one of those, and then he can punch this Thanos in the hip. Right? No? Not tall enough? All right. But the cool part is, again, we lit up all the gauntlets now that you're not showing. How do I do it so you can see the light? There.
There it is.
There it is. So all of these light up. I like how sweet it is, because even at 10th scale, he still has all the light up Infinity Stones, and he will still destroy half of all life. So there you go. He has a diorama themed base, and it's based on the Battle of Titan. Again, when he takes on Doctor Strange, Iron Spider, Iron Man, and the Guardians on his home planet, or what remains of his home planet, Titan. So head on over to side.show/Iron Studios Thanos. That's side.show/Iron Studios Thanos, and you can pick him up today. Now, this is so cool. This thing is so intimidating and so crazy. Like, wow. Like, you just have to kind of be in awe of what, like, Thanos accomplishes and what, if you want to call it that, or like what Iron Studios accomplishes in making this Thanos quarter scale figure right there. So this is again based on 3D renderings from the movie, made in polystone, and was also hand painted. He is on a Wakandan themed base. So that is obviously a different part of the movie, because Thanos, as you all know who've seen Infinity War, shows up at the Battle of Wakanda at the end, and he even comes with Captain America's Wakandan shield as well, that you can kind of like, actually you can put it wherever you want on the base, so you can make it look very menacing, like he just stomped Cap or something. He has one LED light up gauntlet hand, but 2 interchangeable heads. So we have one of them displayed here, and then there's also another interchangeable head. And you can get yours at side.show/quarter scale Thanos. You don't even need me to. That didn't do anything. It's made of vibranium, you guys. So it's fine. Let's all calm down here. Anyway, but that one you actually don't even need me to do anything with in order to see the light up, because the lights are so bright on that one as well. It's almost like because the interior of it looks like its own mini flashlight that you just kind of put up in his arm and makes it, anyway. It's very, very cool. Side.show/quarter scale Thanos. Now we want to do another shout out to the very, very cool Infinity Gauntlet that's behind me. I'm going to move this guy out of the way. Sorry, 6th scale Thanos. But there is the life-size gauntlet behind me. Man, that thing, it's so impressive. I walk past one every day in our building and it still is just a massively impressive piece that I feel like any fan of the MCU needs in their collection. Based on, because if you think about it, they've named the first 23 films the Infinity Saga. So it all comes down to this. It all starts with this, it all ends with this right here. That's like 11 years of movies in the cinematic universe right here. And I think that's why this piece is so iconic and why this piece means so much to so many different collectors and why this piece is doing things like going to Collider screenings with the Russo brothers and going to the Russo brothers restaurant with comicbook.com and going on Southwest Airlines with a Russo brothers assistant, because you have to have this in your collection if you are at all a fan.
It's like the only piece that I see people in the building taking selfies with.
Yeah. Yeah, like employees walk past this thing in the building and just take selfies with it, even though they walk past it every single day, because it's an icon. Like, you're not gonna forget this. This is why we all do what we do, and it's why Endgame made $1 billion in like its first week. So there you go. So some specs on it, since I should probably do that. It has multi-layered metallic weathered painting on it, which is really cool. So it's not just one layer of paint, there's multiple layers and then also weathered. It has 2 light modes that have a general lighting effect, which we have right there, but it also has a breathing one. So like when Thanos uses the various stones, how they pulsate. So you can also set it to the breathing mode where the stones will actually pulsate. It also has a custom base with the movie logo. And just to emphasize this once again, you cannot wear this item. It is not for wearing, it is for looking and admiring because it is so beautiful. It is not for wearing. If you try to wear it, you will break it. Sorry. There are ones you can buy that you can wear. This just isn't one. Plus, with the price point, you probably don't want to wear it. You just want to admire it. So that is really cool. Head on over to side.show/Infinity Gauntlet and pick yours up. Again, I highly recommend checking out those videos, especially the Q&A with the Russo brothers at their own restaurant in LA with comicbook.com. So that is really cool. So that is what we have for Purple Thanos. I like that I said that like there's a different color Thanos out there. It's because today's theme is positively purple, guys. Anyway, but you guys know what time it is. Time to let your kids sideshow, guys. This week's challenge, actually I forgot to grab the thing. That's this week's challenge. So, wah, wah. I was so impressed with Thanos that I forgot about this guy. Here we go.
Last week's, right, Sam?
Oh yeah, there's a slideshow of last week's. I probably should have said that before I went and just walked off camera for a while. So unprofessional.
Thanos just got to you.
Thanos, I know. Well, I mean, aren't you nervous? There's like how many Infinity Gauntlets that are sitting around me right now, all of which can destroy anything and everything that I hold dear? Anyway, hi Sam, can you roll the clips show from last week? There. Thanks, Sam.
Let's get back on track.
So last week we had everyone make their own cap shield. Aww. Those are really cute. I feel like, what a great art project to do just on a day. Oh, I love this one. These are so great.
Because
That one won?
that's the winner.
Ah, that's the winner. Congratulations. That one I love so much because, you know, it's a cap shield, but not like the one that you would think. Yeah, it's like this. Anyway, was it really made of vibranium though?
Well, yeah.
I mean, no. You know why? Because you don't have vibranium just laying around your house, and they would have broken the rules if it was. So
You don't know them.
that's true, I don't. But who has vibranium just laying around their house outside of Wakanda? Anyway,
Who's Black Panther? Did you not see him?
outside of Wakanda.
It was outside. I don't know.
Do you know that though? If that
Maybe
was
he-
Black Panther, he was clearly in Wakanda.
Okay, well then he
All right.
sent you an email
All
from
right.
Wakanda.
All right. Anyway, so this week's Kids Sideshow challenge is for the Iron Spider 6th scale figure from Hot Toys. Woo! Side.show/LYKS Iron Spider. This guy is so cool, and just the amount of accessories alone that he comes with, including like a swap out Peter Parker head. There's 2 swap out masked heads. One has has the swap out eyes on it, and the other one lights up. Come on, guys, this is such a cool piece. So what you have to do is Iron Spider something in your house, which means you're gonna have to make these little Iron Spider arms like this out of things that you find in your home or office, and then you're gonna have to attach them to something and take a picture and post that. So like, you can Iron Spider anything. You can Iron Spider your iPad, your refrigerator, your stapler, a throne?
A drone.
Oh, a drone. I was like a throne. So if you're the king and you have a throne, you can Iron Spider your throne, a drone, another Sideshow piece. But the Iron Spider arms have to be made out of things that you find in your home or office.
Well,
They're detachable. I didn't break anything. Calm down. Calm down, everyone. Anyway, there you go. That is the Kids Sideshow challenge for this week. Once again, you can get normal entries by heading over to side.show/LYKS Iron Spider. And that's things like listening to the podcast, joining our group.
1,000 points for each.
But 1,000, so those are like little things that you can do. Follow us on Instagram. Those are all things you can do for a couple entries here and there. But if you Iron Spider out something in your home or office, you get 1,000 points per post per platform. So if you, no, that's not true. Because that makes it sound like you could just post like 16 times on Instagram and get 1,600 entries. It's 1,000 points per platform. So post it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. That's up to 3,000 bonus entries for an Iron Spider 6th scale figure. We have one more video break for you, and when we come back, we have Rick, the world record holder. I'm singing again. I don't know. No more singing, Susan. I'm done. And we'll be right back. You already have so many cool questions coming through. Keep them up. He has the world record for Guinness Book of World Record. There's a certificate and everything for most Marvel character tattoos. You're watching Sideshow Live. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, welcome to another Sideshow unboxing. Today we're going to be unboxing the life-size Infinity Gauntlet by Hot Toys. In here, you get your instructions, and it highly recommends getting 2 people to help do the unboxing, and I'm definitely going to get some help here. First up, I'm just going to grab the base, which definitely has some styrofoam on it still, but that's an easy fix. We got a nice little plaque of the Avengers Infinity War. And I want to point out right here on the back, on the other side, we have where you're going to plug it in, the USB, and we also have the on and off switch. There are 2 different settings actually, where it flickers and is just on steady. It also comes with these 2 cables. One is going to go in the back like we talked about. I'm going to just come around here and do that. Then the other one goes right here on the top. Now, I'm lucky that I have an extra set of hands here to help me with the actual Infinity Gauntlet. Pull that out. Oh man, this is gorgeous. So on the inside, holding it like a cannon, you got the USB right up in there, and I'm gonna need some help plugging it in. Just grab that from the base. and you're going to lower it down. There's a little handle in there that it rests on perfectly. Let's get that straight. Once you see it, oh man, look at that. There's intricate design work all over it, from front to back. But that is not the end of how cool it is. It gets even better when we officially plug it in and turn it on. So this is just the steady holding everything on. Now let's get the flicker. How cool is that? Thanks for watching. This has been the unboxing of the Hot Toys life-size Infinity Gauntlet. We'll see you next time.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Sideshow Live. Yay! Oh my gosh, today's special guests are so incredible. I can't stop staring at both of them because they have the coolest tattoos I've ever seen in my life. Please welcome Rick Scolamiero, the world record holder of most Marvel. What's the official thing? Most Marvel
comic characters tattooed on the body.
Most Marvel comic characters tattooed on the body.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. Hi, Rick. Woo! Thank you guys for being here. That's so cool. And please introduce yourself, tattoo artist.
My name's Tony Sklevic.
Tony.
I did most of Rick's tattoos here.
Most of them.
Most
not
of
all
them. All but like one.
All but one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So that's. So yeah, you've done.
Yeah.
You've done quite a few of them.
Yeah.
So you guys came in to visit LA from
Canada, Edmonton.
From
Alberta.
Canada. You came in all the way from Canada to
Yes.
be on our show.
We did.
That is so cool. Thank you guys so much for being here. Are you guys both from Canada originally?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's very cool. And how'd you guys meet?
Through the tattoos, I
Yeah.
looked locally when I was ready to get it done, and I was looking to see if anybody was doing any comic book stuff, and there was a couple people, but his stuff definitely stood out.
Oh my god.
So
That's I'm
And now
It's
we're
gonna
friends.
be like a really awkward episode because I keep just like being, looking at all your tattoos, and also Tony, you also have quite a few Marvel tattoos as
Yeah.
well.
I'm a big nerd, so it
that's
worked
really
out.
cool.
We hit it off
Yeah.
pretty
So you
easy.
guys kind of found a kindred
Oh,
spirit.
for sure,
definitely.
100%.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very cool. So, how did you get started with your tattoos? Like, where did you start with this?
well, I've always been a comic book fan, and then I've always been a tattoo lover, and when I was about ready to commit to it, because I knew it was going to be a big commitment, and I always wanted a sleeve. So, like I said a minute ago, like I was looking locally and found Tony, and when I went into the shop to meet him, I was just like, yeah, no. Like, I was supposed to go meet a couple other artists that day. As soon as I met him, I was like, no, that's it. Like, he's the guy. And then, this was the first sleeve we did on me, and it was about 8 years ago.
Wow.
So it took us about.
Was it 8 years? Really?
Yeah, I think
Oh, it doesn't
yeah,
seem like 8
yeah,
years.
To me, I'm just like.
I tell everybody, I've been tattooing Rick for like 4 or 5 years. I didn't
Yeah.
realize it was 8 years
Yeah.
ago.
See, you guys
That's
went
crazy.
like this, and because of just the sheer volume of tattoos, and I've seen we have a slideshow of some of the other ones that are in less visible portions of your body. But yeah, it's crazy to see all of these. And I'm like, you did all of this in only 8 years?
Well, we actually did it in about 6.5 because I haven't been tattooed.
Yeah,
probably
it's
in
been a
about
little bit. He ran
year
out of
and a half,
space.
So.
You ran out
So
of
we did it about 6.5 years. It was probably every month.
Oh my
for sure every
gosh.
month, sometimes 2 if we were going to conventions or whatever. So
So you didn't just get tattooed in his shop; it was like at conventions.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd hit like different conventions around Canada and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think
we've
he
been
came
to
to
Vegas,
Vegas and got
to
tattooed the one
Comic-Con,
time,
yeah.
in Portland one time.
Wow.
Yeah, he travels with me a few times. You've
Yeah.
traveled with me before, yeah.
That's really cool. As someone who doesn't really, I mean, I have tattoos, but I don't really know. Is that like, did you go to showcase Rick at conventions?
Yeah,
a little
more
bit?
or less. Like, I mean, conventions sometimes work a little different. Some people go there just strictly to just do walk-ups and just make as much money as they can. I like to go and kind of show my ability level. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, that's kind of the whole point. So usually Rick's kind of just down for a trip, and we're like, let's go do something fun that people will walk by and like, oh, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, just
Right.
something kind of
Yeah.
mind-blowing, right?
Before the show, you were telling a story about how sometimes because of just how beautiful your body art is, you'll sometimes like take off your shirt at the convention and just, you know, like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, just
He'll
like,
be
hey
like-
Rick, can you just take off your shirt?
Yeah, he'll be sitting there like in underwear getting tattooed. I'll be
Like my
tattooing like his
leg,
foot
and I'm,
or
like,
his
sitting
leg,
there.
and he's like almost naked. And people are looking at his back and his arms, and like it's pretty rad.
That's
yeah.
incredible. So, when did you realize that you could potentially have a world record on your hands?
It was probably close to when we were done with all the tattoos, and then I've been a big fan of Guinness since I was a kid. Any chance I ever had, I was looking the books and stuff, and they actually created the record for me though.
Oh wow!
So I reached out to them, and it's a pretty big process through them. It's about a year to get it. And originally when I applied for most comic book characters or tattoos. They came back and said it's a little too generic, so let's go specific, right? So as soon as they said specific, I was like, oh, Marvel, right?
Yeah.
Like I got a couple DC, couple Ninja Turtle things like that. So I was like, no, Marvel, and they're like, no, perfect, that works. It's specific
I
enough.
think their
and-
argument was like comic books is just you could have a comic book about Hello Kitty. You could have a comic
Yeah,
book
so it was just like
you know,
they're like it's too generic,
too broad of a term.
Yeah,
Oh,
so,
that makes sense. That's
so yeah, we narrowed it down to Marvel comic characters, and yeah, it was from there.
That's incredible. Are there any characters tattooed on you, or are there any characters that you want tattooed on you that you don't have tattooed on you?
There's so many. We've run out of time on the show.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of X-Men, a couple Spidey villains we didn't get to fit in, stuff like that. So yeah.
So you are literally out of room.
Yeah, I think I've got like a little space on the back of my neck.
Back of your head.
Back of my head, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's open, and that's about it. Yeah.
That's crazy. So how did you decide who got to go on you?
Well, the first one was this sleeve, and honestly, I didn't think it was going to come to this. I thought it would be a sleeve and maybe another sleeve, and that's about it. So I kind of wanted some of my top characters in my first sleeve, and then from there, I was, the movies were picking up, and I've always been a big Avengers fan, so I was like, hey, let's do Avengers leg sleeve, kind of have them battling some bad guys, and he's like, cool, and then. Honestly, I didn't really know much about the new Guardians. I knew more so like the comic book Guardians, but loved the movie. So then we're like, let's do Guardians and let's do this, and
It's usually during a session. Like
Yeah, we're
we'll be
just
doing one
talking and we're
tattoo,
coming up
talking
with
about
another
like
idea
what
and-
else can we do next time you're in, and then that's usually when you come up with the most ideas is when you're just working.
That's
because
crazy.
you spend 8, 9, 10 hours a day tattooing him. So usually it's just a big 8, 9, 10 hour nerd session. We're talking
Yeah,
about comics
pretty
and
much all
movies.
day.
And yeah, so it's easy to come up with ideas when it's flowing already.
That's so. I was gonna ask, like, how long do you think you've collectively tattooed Rick?
Oh,
it's probably his
Wow,
tattoos
hundreds
probably,
of hours
yeah,
at
probably
least.
about 300 on just the Marvel stuff. And
Yeah.
probably about 400 total hours.
Oh my gosh.
because I mean, this sleeve, I think that was when we kept track of was probably about 45 hours
Yeah,
at
about
least
that,
for your sleeve, and then I think after that we just stopped. We stopped
Yeah.
counting.
You're like, 45.
yeah.
It's gonna be his
We're
whole
good.
body
Yeah,
eventually.
we're
Yeah, totally.
Do you have a favorite Marvel character in general?
Um,
Question for both of you.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, both of us, yeah. I think that was one of the
classic
things we kind of bonded over was
Oh,
we're
that's
both
awesome.
Spider-Man nerds.
Oh,
So.
so I wore the right shirt then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh, very cool.
He was the one who initially, as a kid, brought me into the Marvel universe, right?
Oh,
It was
very-
Spider-Man. So
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And then is that different in the MCU?
I like Iron Man a lot. I was always a big Iron Man fan, but now that they brought Spidey into the MCU, he's probably my favorite Spider-Man for sure.
Oh, well,
Tom
yeah.
Holland
Tom
nails
Holland's
it.
my
So
favorite Spider-Man,
yeah, he's
too.
awesome.
yeah, and for me, it's got to be Thanos. Like I've always been a cosmic fan
yeah.
and stuff, so I never envisioned seeing Thanos or any of that kind of stuff on the big screen. So,
So how do you feel now?
Oh, like a childhood dream come true.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh yeah. Like people say about this, these Infinity movies and stuff, and they're like, oh, this is 10 years coming. I'm like, this is like almost 40 years.
50, 40 years.
Yeah,
This
that's-
is 40 years for me almost coming.
That's how I feel. We talk a lot on this show and in the office about how all of us being like lifelong geeks, how
Yeah.
everything we love is coming to life in this like beautiful and wonderful way that like we never could have imagined being that kid in a comic store when we were like,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8 years old. Like,
For
it's
sure.
I think
crazy.
we were even just talking about how like at the end of the first Avengers movie, when you see Thanos like smile, we had to turn to like all of our friends and explain who Thanos was.
was.
I had to do the same
You
thing.
know, now
I had,
it's like
I had
everybody knows who
a
Thanos
couple
is.
friends
you
of
know?
mine who were
Who's that
trying
guy?
and
Like,
they'd be like, who is that?
yeah.
And I'm like,
Come
for,
on.
for real? For real? educate yourself. Here's a stack of
Yeah.
comics.
I think even we saw the first Iron Man movie in the theater together, and we were like, we have to stay because I heard they're selling after the credits, and there's like 5 people that waited.
Oh yeah.
And they show you, you know, Nick Fury rolls in. Everybody's like, why is Sam Jackson in this movie? And I'm like, this is Nick Fury.
Yeah.
They're like, who? And then now it's
now it's like, of course that's Nick Fury.
It's such
Gosh,
a crazy time to
guys.
be alive though, because
I know.
everybody knows this stuff. It's common knowledge. Whereas like before, we were like the singled out nerds. It's like
but
we're
you
the
guys
few people that
became-
knew it, right?
You guys became the ones who had to pass on what you learned.
Exactly,
You know,
yeah,
you're
for
the
sure.
you're the ones
Yeah.
who knew. So you became like the ones who people went to. You
The
know?
torchbearers.
Yeah, the torchbearer. That's a great way to put it because they're like, who is that? Well, it's Nick Fury. Nick Fury did all these things.
Yeah, totally.
So it's very cool, and you're like, actually, that is probably ultimate Nick Fury. Like, you know, like you got to be that
We
person.
really want to break it down.
Yeah, if you really wanted to know. Wow, that's crazy. So we have so many questions coming in from the audience, just so you guys are aware of this.
That's good.
They're asking about specific characters on your body. So,
You might have to get up and start taking clothes off.
I mean, we've never had that happen on the show before. But they're asking who's represented. There are 31 characters in total, correct?
For the
More now.
record, and
For
then
the
we
record.
did 3 afterwards have been added.
So there's 34 characters.
Yeah.
That's just Marvel characters.
And that's just Marvel.
He's also
characters.
got like Turtles and a couple Batman characters. And
Yeah, someone is asking, so if you could get a DC character, who would you pick? But clearly you have DC tattoos, so what are those? What are they?
I've got Catwoman and the broken mask of Batman.
Show him off, man.
Yeah, so I got.
Oh. Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Which one hurt the most?
It's got to be the turtles for sure on my back.
The turtles on your back?
Yeah. It's.
Do you have all 4 turtles?
I do.
Okay.
Shredder and the Technodrome.
Ah, that's rad.
Yeah. I tell people it's organs. Like anytime you're tattooing on your liver, kidney, things like that.
Huh.
Anything on your torso, it hurts
Yeah.
way more than
You
your
feel
body.
What's
differently.
really funny is like I have one right here, and that one didn't hurt nearly as much as this one. But I have like the skinniest, boniest wrists ever.
Yeah.
So to me, this one felt like just like drilling into bone.
Yeah, it's weird because pain's like a relative, and
Yeah.
what's most painful on him are 2 totally
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
things, right?
Well,
So-
I've heard a lot people say like bones, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like bones, the bones, and I'm like, for me, it's not the bones. It's
Yeah.
it's those.
It's the organs.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
and
interesting.
those fleshy areas.
Huh.
Like even I thought my shin would be the worst, and it was like the upper thigh
Oh wow.
or the calf. Sorry.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like when we finished your back, we finished like I think his Turtles back piece took us a good year
Yeah, for
almost.
sure.
It was like once a month for a year.
Yeah.
And then the following month we went to his leg and he's like, I could sleep during this.
Yeah, we
This
did
is nothing
Star Lord at
compared
the
to-
convention.
yeah.
I'm just like 8 hours. I'm just like lean back.
Yeah, it was
chilling out,
nothing.
like-
That's great.
He said
It's
great.
that- I still maintain that I don't necessarily think tattoos hurt. Like it's a different sensation, but to me it doesn't.
Depends how long you're sitting though.
Yeah,
Like a lot of
that's
people that are like,
true.
tattoos don't hurt. They'll usually have something that kind of takes under an hour.
Yeah.
You know, where your endorphins
Oh, yeah.
are doing
Hit
a lot
that
of the work.
3-4 hour mark. and
You
then
get
that
to
pushes to
3-4
6,
hours and your endorphins start to peter out. That's when it
Mm.
really gets spicy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Challenge accepted. Anyway, so JJ wants to know: did you ever get the chance to meet Stanley?
I have. Yes, he actually signed
I was
my
gonna
wrist.
say,
and I got a tattoo.
There is a, yeah.
One
I think we have a
picture.
picture of it somewhere. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
I
so I
love
met him a
that.
couple times, and yeah, the one time I was lucky enough to get him to sign it, and then he tattooed it on me.
Oh.
So
I mean, that's like the perfect little endorsement.
It is,
How many did
yeah.
you have at the time when you met him?
probably not as many. Probably my arm sleeve and my leg sleeve for sure,
Okay.
and then probably half my leg.
But like enough.
Enough,
That he
yeah.
would be like, that's awesome.
For sure.
Oh, very
For
cool.
sure.
Frederick wants to know: do you have Ghost Rider anywhere?
I don't. No.
Sorry, Frederick. What's funny because Andy and I, when we were talking and looking at all your pictures, like Vision is one of my favorites ever. And then he was like, "Want to know where Vision is?"
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Yep,
Probably
it's a
not
spot
gonna-
we can't show on the live show, but there is a very cool cropped picture of it, so you can see how beautiful the art is on Vision, but not necessarily where it is on his body.
Slideshow. They did.
Yeah, they
think
did.
it was
They
on
showed
there,
the slideshow.
You can see a cheek.
Yes. Which is the most obscure character you have tattooed on you?
I don't know.
I don't even know, man.
Yeah.
Most of yours are pretty mainstream. Like we've got like a Fin Fan Foom on his thigh that was
guess,
kind of
yeah.
based on like concept art, so it doesn't really look like Fin Fan Foom from the comic.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, "What is that?" But I mean, other than that, like it's like kind of the main Avengers.
Yeah, and we're gonna do Mandarin, but we're like, Mandarin doesn't really do much for fighting wise, right?
Right.
So then we're like, no, do Fin Fan Foom.
Yeah,
right?
it was
Oh,
it was
that's really
it was
cool.
kind of
Perfect,
a bigger space to fill with Fin Fan Foom.
Yeah.
Anyways, it made more sense.
That's awesome. So you're talking about like, do you think of scenes when you're putting these together?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes?
I think a lot of that he kind of leaves to me.
Yeah.
Where he's like,
Yeah.
I want these characters, figure it out, and that's what a lot of my clients do. They'll come
Oh,
to me with
cool.
like either like a list or just like a basic idea. I want Spider-Man fighting Venom or something like that, and then it's kind of up to me to figure out how it's gonna work and how it's
that's
gonna fit
awesome.
them. And like some clients will have like an idea of like style. Like I know me and Rick were really inspired by a lot of like Adi Granov's stuff that he had done for the first Iron Man. So we used a lot of that.
Shout out to our friend Adi
Yeah.
Grana.
We used a lot of that for
that's
inspiration
This
on his
Iron
leg,
Man
right?
behind me is based on his extremis armor.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes it's like people come in with an artist or a list of characters or a specific fight or something like that, and then
Yeah.
I'll kind of just make it work, depending on
That's awesome.
where they want it and the space they want it.
Yeah, and for me, I've always left that up to him because I'm like, you know what you're doing. I have trust in you, so do what you do.
I think I've even sold him on some of his big pieces. Where I'm like,
Oh,
we
yeah,
should do a
for
Ninja
sure.
Turtle back piece, and he's like, yeah. And it's like,
Well, actually, I was gonna do the Ninja Turtles on my lower leg,
Uh-huh.
and then I was like, you know what? They were such a big part of my childhood, and they're just so epic. We're like, yeah, let's do epic. We're gonna do epic. It's gonna be
Well,
a
I mean,
piece,
your
right?
whole body is epic. Like, are you kidding me? That's insane. Like, everything's amazing.
The Ninja Turtles were inspired by the Sideshow statue.
they
For
were,
real?
Yeah.
And I left that up all to him actually, because he
That's
was like, "You got anything?" I was like, "I want the turtles, possibly a Shredder, and then like if we can fit the Technodrome." I'm like, "But as for style wise, that you come up with that, right?" So,
I like to work a little more realistic, so I use a lot of Sideshow and Iron Studios and stuff just
Oh, that's
for
amazing.
reference rather than just lifting pictures from comics. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I love comic books and everything, but the art's always a little more flat looking, and for the style of tattoo that I like working in, the statues and stuff just lend themselves better to like that rendered style,
Yeah.
Plus a lot of these things I have, so if I need reference, I
taking
can
just
just take
pictures
my own
himself,
photos,
right? If he
like
wants
I'll
it a
light them
certain
in my
way.
basement and take them a
Yeah.
certain way. I've even set up hot toys in certain positions, like I did a Joker and Harley tattoo, and they were kind of in full embrace, and I basically just set the figures up and photographed it with the right lighting, and it worked great. It was
Oh
awesome.
my god.
Yeah, it's
That's
always fun.
That's really cool. So besides Rick, Tony, do you have other people? It sounds like you do. but
Most of my client base is a bunch of nerds, yeah.
That's
It's
amazing.
like
I love
90, I'd say 90% of the stuff I do is pop culture based, but most of that is like comic book based.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's
That's
great.
amazing.
I got a cool job. I can't complain.
I mean, that's awesome.
There's vision.
I was gonna say
Yeah, there he is.
There's vision right there. What is what is the next tattoo that you have planned? Do you have space
I
for
wish,
another
I
tattoo?
wish.
Yeah.
I actually wish we did.
Yeah, but who's missing from you that you would want tattooed? I mean, I feel like we already asked that, but maybe if we could get a list going.
Ghost Rider was a good suggestion.
Yeah.
I know, right?
It was like
I
Ghost
know.
Rider
I
in
think
your
you said
little space.
Apocalypse at one point. We
Yeah,
were gonna do
we were
Apocalypse,
gonna do
and we couldn't
Apocalypse
really
and,
figure out how we were to
and
put
Archangel.
him. Yeah, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were gonna try to fit Craven in. Craven would have been
Yeah,
pretty
he's
cool,
just-
'cause
he
the
needs
upper,
more
upper
skin.
leg is all Spider-Man and
Craven's
that. So
Start eating, man.
I know.
Do you show Marvel creators your tattoos? And if so, who has had the best reaction?
I don't think Marvel
yeah, we haven't
guys. We
really-
showed Kevin Eastman your Turtles back piece,
Yeah,
and he
that's really
pooped
it.
his
Nothing
pants.
really
Like
for
he
Marvel
was
yet,
really excited about
so-
that.
Oh my gosh, but what if you met Adi Granoff and showed him your
That
tattoo?
would be
That
cool.
would be
Yeah,
I
really
met
super
Eddie Granoff,
cool.
but he wasn't with
Yeah.
me, unfortunately, so it would have been
Yeah,
rad.
Haven't had a chance for that yet, but hopefully in the future.
Oh my gosh, that's
Pretty
really,
cool.
really cool. So do you go to a lot of conventions together? So is
We've had a few together, like
Yeah, nothing
usually
like,
Calgary. Because we're up in
Calgary
Canada. Calgary's the
Expo's
biggest one for
amazing.
sure.
Yeah, I
we
really
missed
want-
it this past weekend, but we've been a few times together and met a few people.
Yeah, we just talked last night about for the big San Diego one. We're like, surprised we haven't been yet together.
Yeah, we're like,
And
how
we're
have we
like, in the
never
next
been to
couple
San
of
Diego
years,
Comic Con? We
we've
feel
gotta
stupid.
go,
Like,
it's too much for
we
sure.
should
it's like
go.
Nerd Mecca. You
I
guys
know.
need to go.
Yeah.
We need to go. Yes, yeah.
Were you specific about characters on your body? Was it you wanted things on specific parts, or was it a matter of space, or how did you decide, like, you know, Spider-Man goes here and Venom goes here?
I've left all that up to him, and like for this arm, like I said earlier,
I think that was the one
picked
requirement you
characters.
gave me was like, I want Spider-Man on my forearm, the rest of it you can do
Yeah,
whatever.
right. And then I was like, you know, just kind of top characters, but for the most part, it's been up to him and for kind of layout and things like that. And this leg here, we've combined together, worked together and I think that's why the pieces have turned out so great as well. There's been times where we have more space, so we're like, hey, what can we do? And there's times where he's like, hey, dude, like, I've had an idea, and he's like, hey, what do you think about this? I'm like, oh, that's way better, right? So let's do that, you know.
That's awesome.
I think even like your neck, it was like, I think we were gonna do Nightcrawler at first, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like
it was
once
actually gonna be
Nico had
Nightcrawler.
done Mystique, and then we were like, let's do Nightcrawler, and then we are like, well, do you want your whole neck to be blue?
Yeah, we figured
That's why we
make
kind
it
of were like,
pop a
well,
little
maybe
bit better,
Magneto's a
right?
better
So-
idea because the blue and the red will kind of play off each other. So sometimes like things like palette will even dictate, you know what I mean? Where I'm like, that's just gonna be blue overload. We can't do it that way, you know? So, you know, like Magneto's awesome. I don't think Rick needed much of an excuse to get Magneto on him, but he just complemented Mystique a lot better, you know?
Yeah, that's
And
totally
that's off
true.
the statue too.
I was gonna say, and what's
That's
crazy
the
is
statue.
he's literally right behind
That's
you
the
right
statue
now.
I used
And I have
Yeah.
the statue at home
That's-
too, so.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh. That is, I think, all the questions that we have. But wow, how I'm just like in awe of you and then your artwork. And how has your artwork evolved over the years, like from starting on Rick to?
Well, I mean, I definitely do a lot more superhero stuff now. You know, like I've been tattooing almost 20 years now, and like when I started, if you know somebody came in, they're like, I want a little Spider-Man logo, I would have been like super excited about it.
Yeah.
And now it's like every day. I'm like, I go to work and I'm like, I get to tattoo Thor today, and tomorrow I'm doing Iron Man, and the next week I'm doing Ninja Turtles. And, you know,
Well, now you're turning down
so
Spider-Man
now,
stuff,
yeah,
and
now I'm
comic
having
book
to turn
stuff,
down
where
stuff because
before
I'm
it
doing
wasn't,
too
you know?
much of the same thing. You know,
Oh,
like
wow.
I did just recently. I started like a leg sock on a guy of Spider-Man and Venom and Carnage, and then it's like people will see that and I'll get 50 emails that are like, I want Spider-Man and Venom and Carnage in that exact same pose. And I'm like, well, I can't do that. Like,
Yeah.
that's that guy's tattoo, you
Yeah.
know? So, like, I'll do a few projects sometimes where it's the same theme. But then if it gets to the point where it's like every week I'm getting an email of the same thing, I kind of have to, like, step back from it. Like,
Right.
I think I just told a guy last week, like, give me a year to finish off these Spider-Man pieces that I'm doing and then email me and maybe we'll see kind of where I'm at that point. Because
Totally.
I don't want to just do Spider-Man every day when I go to work. Or I don't, you know, and that's the thing. A lot of people, they just need to see an idea and then it'll give them the idea. So that's why I like to vary it up and have like every day something different. Because there might be a guy out there who just really wants a Thor tattoo. He just hasn't even thought to get a Thor tattoo. And
Totally.
then once he sees me do a Thor tattoo, it's like, I want a Thor tattoo, you know? So yeah, I mean, my work's definitely evolved into like the bulk of it is comic book stuff now.
Yeah.
When I started tattooing Rick, it wasn't. It was very much like, sweet, I get to do a comic book
Yeah, you had a
sleeve,
couple
awesome.
DC
And then
things, and that
I
was
think
it.
a lot of the work that I've done on Rick has spun into me doing
Oh.
more and more and more Marvel stuff. And I don't think my portfolio would be nearly as chocked full of pop culture stuff if it wasn't for this guy.
Oh,
So,
for sure.
yeah,
That's
he's
amazing.
definitely been like a integral like stepping stone into letting me do more of this stuff and getting it out there for people to see, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, it
And-
is awesome.
And Rick, for you, are you a tattoo artist as well, or
No.
no?
No,
Do you
just a
have any
collector.
desire after sitting through all of this to learn that craft for yourself?
No, probably not.
Fair enough. That's cool. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much for being on the show
thanks,
today.
thanks
This
for having
is
us.
so cool. And wow, like I said, maybe if we can run the slideshow one more time so you can see how many of these crazy, amazing, beautiful Marvel tattoos Rick has on his body. Thank you, Rick and Tony, for being on the show. Again, we're talking the Guinness Book of World Records for the most Marvel characters tattooed on a person. That's crazy. Oh my God, I love it. You guys, we showed you the Joker and Harley premium format figure. We did an entire segment on Thanos. We did an Iron Spider Kid Sideshow challenge. I'm just in awe of how cool this body art is. Look at that. Look at that. Like, I'm already obsessed with tattoos, and now I'm just like even more so.
Can I get a Spider-Man Venom Carnage?
Yeah, yeah. Can I get a Spider-Man Carnage Venom tattoo as well, but slightly different from Brett's? That's one of my favorites on
Yes.
you, right there. The Wasp.
She's actually not part of the record. Her, Ant-Man, and Magneto.
Yeah, they were
Those
new.
are the three
The
that
Ant-Man,
are-
her, and Magneto were the ones after the record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you resubmit to just up your record
Yeah.
to make sure you keep that
Yeah,
thing?
probably,
That's
yeah.
amazing. Collect. Look at that Phoenix. I'm dying. This is so cool, you guys. Next week we have Again, Sideshow and Tell on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. We will be back with Sideshow live at 11 a.m. Same bat time, same bat channel on our YouTube with special guest Nooligan, the artist. It's very, very cool. I'm still staring at these tattoos and trying to wrap up the show, but still staring. Again, Vision looks so freaking cool. That Thanos. Thanos had to have been a goal. Like, he had to have been on the initial list, for sure.
He was.
Absolutely.
I think he was actually even before the movies came out, too.
Oh, yeah. We
Yeah,
did it
because
way
that
before
looks
the
like
initial
that looks
movie,
very
yeah.
comic book Thanos.
For sure.
And Lego Deadpool. And you have Lego Daredevil, too.
I do, yes.
That's-
I had those little spots. I'm like, what can we fit there? Little Lego
gotta
characters?
fill it. Every nook and cranny needs to get filled, right?
That's so good. I'm obsessed. Oh my gosh. Again, thank you, Tony. Thank you, Rick. And thank you all for watching. And don't forget to let your geek side show. Bye, guys.